Hey, if you're waiting for Mercury to get out of retrograde, or you're waiting for the market to change, or interest rates, or whatever it is, to really step up your real estate listing game, stop it. The most important thing that you can do is to use micro momentum marketing. Micro momentum marketing is the thing that is going to get you to where you want to be in your listing business. So it's super important that you implement this strategy, which I want to talk about. Micro momentum marketing is really all about setting minimum standards. You know, my name is Chris Stafford. I've been selling real estate. I still am selling as a listing agent for over 30 plus years in San Francisco. It's one of the most competitive markets. I'm also the founder of the Listing Collective, where I teach and train and coach some of the top listing agents in the country right now. And you know, I have talked to hundreds. I used to have a podcast. I spoke to close to 100 real estate agents that I interviewed. People like Gary Gold in Beverly Hills, who's selling $100 million plus properties. I can tell you without a doubt, I've talked to hundreds of real estate agents, both people that have joined my program and not. And the most important aspect or attribute that any listing agent can really do is to have minimum standards and be consistent with those minimum standards. This is the fundamental core of my coaching program, the Listing Collective. And if you don't have minimum standards and you're not enacting these minimum standards consistently, well, then you're going to have a pretty rough business. You're going to have ups and downs, and you're going to it's not going to be really good for your business, and you're going to be struggling, and you're going to be running out of money and running out of listings and trying to figure out, okay, how can I blame somebody else for your lack of listings and your lack of money? So micro momentum marketing is something that is super easy to do. Just implement some minimum standards in your life. I have minimum standards in every aspect of my life. Things that I have to do every single day without fail, without question. The whole point of the micro momentum marketing strategy too is to make your minimum standards really easy. So it doesn't matter whether your house blows up, your dog dies, and your wife leaves you. You know, you're going to be able to do this in any situation whatsoever. So it's really important that you develop minimum standards that you can do every single day. That's so easy because it's super important. So let me just give you some examples of micro momentum marketing strategies. It could be as simple as maybe calling 2 past clients per day. Anybody can do that. You can pick up the phone and call 2 people a day. It could be calling 1 probate attorney per day. It could be writing, maybe have a minimum standard that you're going to send out 3 hand notes per week, or maybe 1 hand note per day. Or, you know, you get the idea. The minimum standards is something that is, again, just so easy for you to do. And that's really the most important thing. And if you're not doing this, you're not going to have the business, all right? I think that one of the things that's really super important is that I knew that I had to, and I started off really easy because I did one thing. I had a coach at the time that when I first went into real estate back in, I don't even remember, was it 1991, 1992? I had a real estate coach that I hired first week in business. And I paid $1,000 per month, which is a lot of money right now, but it was a hell of a lot of money back then, considering I wasn't making any money. But this guy told me one thing, and I didn't know any different: cold call. So my minimum standard was I was going to cold call for 2 hours every single morning. Now, some of you will say, cold calling sucks. I totally agree. I'm not really into cold calling anymore. I have so many easier strategies that don't cost money that we can get you listings. If you're interested, hit the link down below and let's talk about it. But that was my minimum standard. I mean, not only did I not know that cold calling was icky, but I thought, why not? I don't have any business. I'll call for 2 hours a day. Why can't I make that a minimum? And I did. And did I get listings? Was I successful? Absolutely. I got my first listing probably like within a month. and closed it a month later, and I thought that I was all that. But I had minimum standards, and it really taught me the importance of having minimum standards every single day, like the minimum that you got to do. I have minimum standards that surround my physical life. I have minimum standards about my money. I have minimum standards about my relationships, certainly about my business. Working on and creating videos for my YouTube channel. It's something that I think that's really, really important. And so what this consistent minimum standards does, which I think is the most important thing, is it gets you out of that mindset that, oh my God, I gotta wait for something to happen. I gotta wait for the Federal Reserve Chair to lower interest rates. I've gotta wait for, my one client to get his property ready for sale. And it introduces the whole concept of predictability, and it makes you motivated, and you just feel good. I always say never judge the success of your day on your actions. Never judge the success of your day on your results. Judge the success of your day on your actions. So it gives you the motivation. It makes you feel good that you're doing something on a consistent basis. It motivates you, and you're putting that energy out into the universe, and that will be returned to you in the form of listings. And it also, I think, too, creates a sense of predictability. And I think that's the most important thing. You want to have a predictable business. You want to have predictable listings. You want to be able to say, okay, I'm going to close, like most of my coaching clients, 2 to 4 listings minimum per month. And you want to have that consistency and that predictability, even when you're busy, because that's the other trap that a lot of agents get into, is they're not doing their minimum standards on a daily basis because I'm too busy. I've got a whole one escrow happening right now, and I have to go to inspections, I have to meet the appraiser, I have to blah, blah, all these things that you could certainly delegate to somebody else. So even when you're busy, make sure that you're working your minimum standards, because that's super important. Consistency beats luck. It beats everything else. And this is why you are going to rock your listing business by enabling the micro momentum marketing strategy, the consistent minimum standards that are going to make you a star in your real estate marketplace. So if you want to jump on the phone, definitely hit that link down below. Let's talk about, you can see my free masterclass, and let's talk about how we can implement the micro momentum marketing strategy in your business without spending money, without, because the other thing that micro momentum marketing strategy does, the triple M approach, is it makes it really easy. So there's no anxiety, there's no frustration, there's no fear. So let's talk about how we can implement this in your business and make you the listing star that you need to be. Hit that link down below, and you guys have a powerful day.